Hi.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Randomus Namus, and I'm here with Kyle Meir and Tim Nielsen, and we're going to talk about Div 4 Dwarves.
Yes, we are.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Kyle, and that's the Tim Nielsen soundboard.
Hello.
At any rate,
Oh man, is it the soundboard this time?
No, it's not actually.
No.
we'll be meeting.
Gotcha.
We'll be meeting the Tim Nielsen soundboard and some other special guests later. Sadly, no Arabi this week, but he's here in spirit as the other dwarf of this mix. Randomus is a Chaos Dwarf coach in Rel. I coach dwarves, the Cowboy Dwarfs. Tim Tate coaches things dwarves hate, and Arabi is the other dwarf here. He coaches where are they?
Dwarfs.
Rebel Rage Quit.
Yeah.
This Chorfs. So we'll get to them when we get to them.
Those guys.
But let's just go from the top. Eat, Pray, Shove beats Poor Min Squad 1-0. I don't know how Vampires managed to... Oh, right, it's a bye. Good on you, Eat, Pray, Shove. Shiggy does something. All right, let's first go into the game.
Get out of that.
Good question. Let's look.
Oh yes, Vampire gets 51 SPP. If that's actually right.
No, that's right.
It might not be.
Oh yeah, it is. He gets pro.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Lodge Agi Vampire gets pro.
Mm-hmm. Great. I face this 2 weeks from now. The Agi 5 Smooth Gaze is not something...
That's a good vampire.
Yes, I don't want to deal with this, because this skill rolls agility. Fucking Smooth Gaze.
Oh yeah, man. His Hypno Gaze is really good with that guy.
And 0-6
Okay, so
MVP
next
gets the other MVP, because why not?
Yeah. Let's talk about how Tessrael's team continues to get beaten up. Even by elves.
So, we actually...
He even loses this MVP to Borak, too. That's so sad.
Oh, no.
So, this is one of the reasons why star players are not a thing that comes recommended. Yeah, they're cool, and they have lore, and some of them are Griff, but some of them are also not Griff, and a lot of them will just steal your MVP, they'll steal your scores, and they cost a lot of money for what they are.
Borak's super expensive.
Borak's
I wouldn't because he's got block, but
Borak does have block. It's true.
Yeah. And Mighty Blow and 5.
I mean, it makes sense on Tessrael's current
and
beat up chaos to want that guy.
Yeah, but here's the thing: against Lugland Blue, it doesn't have a lot of things that you really, really want. Which you want a lot of high movement against the elves. I guess the ability to 2-die block them with Mighty Blow is reliable, and they don't have a ton of dodge, but tackle would be real nice.
Honestly, I would much rather just take a chainsaw.
Yeah, same. You want to start removing his elves when they get on the ground, and you're going to get a few of them on the ground. But this is actually a real fun one to watch the replay of. We just went through that real quick, and this is just a case of the fact that, Thessa plays pretty defensively until he just doesn't. The first drive, he stalls it out, it gets to the end zone line, but then he blitzes the ball free, and all of a sudden it's in the midfield, we're surrounded by 2 or 3 elves. You just can't recover the drive from that. So,
but we end up with a tie here. That's maybe a bit of an upset, actually.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, because the thing about that first drive is it was actually Thessa's drive. The Chaos are able to overtake it. So that overtaking it is something that the elves recover it eventually, but it takes them a while to recover it, at the end zone line, so they don't get a score off it. But then the second half, it's...
so this is the tale of a 1-1 second half.
Right. So the second half, it's the Chaos drive. They drive it to the side and then straight up the midfield, get their point after trying to stall with the cage, and the elves, break into the cage, it scores. Then the elves have 5 turns to score, and then they
Thessa
do.
breaks a 2.
Yeah. Well, Thessa is breaking a 2-1 because Thessa's initial ball just gets overtaken. So, the elves are...
Important. Go ahead, sorry.
The elves are looking to... it's just a case where the start of the game is just a huge tempo loss where the elves lose possession, and the entire thing is a fight to get that back. And the fact that the first half is a draw is it's not really something you can recover from.
Death of a 0 SPP Chaos Warrior this game.
Yeah.
Continuing the trend.
Yeah, poor scholarly gentlemen. I'm happy because I have to face them next, but That's rough, man. I do like your play in this one because you were able to handle the elfing, and that team is real scary. There's a reason I hit it when it was on the ground because I didn't want to get up and take the ball from me. But do we have anything more we really want to say about this game?
There's one thing that I want to say about this game, and that's that Tesreal doesn't have enough money to buy another Chaos Warrior.
Oh, right.
We got 80k and it cost 100.
Rip.
Yeah, that's brutal right there.
Yeah, let's look at this team after that elfing. Well, shit.
Also, the elf guard Lino picked up Wrestle.
I'm giving him 500k in inducements, and yeah, and this against me.
For some Borak.
Borat's probably actually good against my dwarves. Very nice. Oh dear. Well,
yeah,
that's the thing.
Okay, well, next up, we were gonna get it from the mouth of the Chorf himself, but Rusty beats Arabi 1-0.
Yeah.
Orcs versus Chorfs.
So this is an interesting game. Arabi is in full form. He gets the ball on a Hobgoblin with Dirty Player, and then fouls with it for 3 turns because he wants to get rid of Rusty's Orcs. But these Orcs have AV9. They're strong boys. They hang in there. He gets his Troll Broken Naming Scheme punched a whole lot into a miss next game. But, yeah, that's why the Troll's there. It's there to get hit.
Hey man, if the 0 SPP Troll is what has to get punched all game, that's fine by me.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little disappointed in you, Arabi. You did not kill Hoops. We were rooting for Hoops' death all game, very loudly.
Yep. All 16 turns.
Lots of cheering for the death of Hoops.
And I appreciate how many times you punched him. Thank you for that. I wish you could be here to talk about how many times you hit Hoops.
Lots of development in this game.
Yep, let's actually look at Arabi's development, because we've seen Rusty's. I looked at it. It's boring. He's still got Orcs. They're still good. Whatever.
Yeah, guards stand firm. They look like Orcs.
Yep.
Let's see. 1760 Chorfs. So, Arabi actually believes a fair bit in the thing called Guard. He takes it first on one of his blockers, and Mighty Blow first on the rest of them, which, I mean, that seems solid enough. He's got the 2 piling on. He used it most chances he got, which is probably correct. Piling on is absurd. And piling on Bull Centaur, which, let me tell you, that is a fun animation.
Would you like to just cover his whole team while we're here?
Yeah,
we're gonna
why
spotlight him anyway. And since we're here, let's take a look at this man.
Yeah.
This guy's team is made purely for murder.
Yep. He also plays purely for murder.
He wants your pieces to die.
So if you give him a chance to 2-die you, he'll 2-die you. If you give him a chance to pile on, he'll pile on. If you give him a chance to foul you, there are 3 Dirty Player Hobgoblins here. And honestly, I don't hate this build. It was certainly solid against teams that you have to play as games. Like, he beat my Dwarves, because I can't really play around this. Against Rusty, though, Rusty is able to feed him a Troll and a Hoops, and just generally keep him tied up on AV9 pieces that either don't really mind it. Yeah, these 2 Claw, that makes it a little rough.
Yeah, so now that's my question. How do you guys in Div 4 feel about Arabi getting another Claw and it being on a Chorf that had Mighty Blow, Guard, and piling on already?
I faced him.
I have to play him directly before Kyle. Yeah.
You're not happy about that at all.
No, I am not happy in the slightest.
Good.
Thanks, Rusty.
Yeah, man. This I've played a little bit with a copy of this team, and it is a fun team to play with.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you got 3 rerolls, so you don't really need ball handling skills. He's got Hobgoblins, I guess. And credit to
you
Arabi.
don't need ball handling skills when you don't care about the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he took a hit on it when he had a chance to blitz it with a free Hob. Just 1-dice it casually. There is a ball there. Yeah. But he mostly got down to order of business 1, which is trying to kill some Orcs. And,
the only skill I really don't agree with on this team is the piling on the bull. That's it.
Right.
Everything else I love to death.
I wanted the piling on the bull just to see the animation, but yeah, I would prefer something like Break Tackle there, just to give him a blitzer that can get free a little easier, so he can go blitz and murder things with more Mighty Blow. I think that's a skill that facilitates
that's the
murder.
one thing that his team is missing most is the mobile piece.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at the game, I don't think there were any deaths or anything notable. Just a lot of
badly hurt. Oh, miss next game on the troll.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Which, whatever, that's probably an advantage for Rusty, because the troll is only good when it's a strength advantage. I forget who he plays. We'll cover that later.
We'll see later.
Let's see. Tim, you played Nurgle FCDs. How'd that go?
I did.
It was about Nurgle.
That went actually mostly okay. I played like shit the first half, but
Define. What does that mean?
I just wasn't playing tight. I was like I let my runner get surfed. I just wasn't making good positioning choices.
Oh yeah, I think I heard a little bit about that. You had one runner get Kaz and the other one get surfed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. And
that's tough.
So how were you able to get the point in the second half to convert this to a 1-1 draw?
I had the death roller on the field that drive, and I just kind of was like, okay, first half is done. I just need to actually play. I need to just focus on my positioning and play well. I don't know.
Yep.
Also, I got a bunch of removals.
Was Flint a part of that? Because I see him as the MVP.
No, he was. So I brought him on in the first half,
and
he was like literally useless.
Yes.
I would have been better off with a bribe probably. I just literally never had a chance to use Flint, and I would have been. I think I would have been better off with just having the roller on the field for another drive.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if you're going to take it, that is a way to get them used to it. Also, the fact that you got inducements is kind of terrifying.
It's a dirty player rotter here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leveled one anyway.
So.
Yeah.
He also broke a rotter too. He double minus Agitator rotter.
This is an interesting week for upsets because this is kind of rough because Salt was one of the people that's in our also wants a playoff spot position, but we'll get to that when we get to standing. A lot of people had that.
Yeah, the standings are tight.
The standings are still tight because, everybody had a case where there were some stumbles, but it doesn't actually hurt them because everybody stumbles.
Yeah.
Speaking of...
well, let's talk about the Drakewald Day Laborers, Monikers, Superhumans, and Lazarus's his Nurgle Grody Greens.
Well, he got a kill because everybody wants to farm a kill off Moniker. What'd he kill?
Well, you see... Mog ate a minus movement on
dear.
Turn 4. And now I will, for Moniker's credit, say that he did not apo it.
Yep, that's probably correct.
It saved Benedict later in the game. Benedict was killed and apoed.
Well.
And Mog isn't dead.
No, movement
4.
Mog
does Mog's job fine still.
Movement 4 is enough. Movement 3 would probably be dead, but whatever.
I don't know. I'd still keep this
movement 3 is
like the break tackle's the only one that doesn't really do anything anymore, but it also lets him move a square every turn if he has to. Like
you're just gonna break tackle uphill to move forward sometimes. I think it's a case where that you probably keep until the end of the season and then burn down to either buy one off the market or just try and farm up a fresh one.
There aren't
there aren't going to be any on the market.
Nope. All these.
And also, there's no way I would ever fire Mog. Like Mog has to eat like a minus strength for me to fire Mog.
Yeah, Mog is unique.
Block Ogre's pretty strong.
Yeah, level 5 Block Ogre.
Yeah. Well, that is, and Grody Greens take it. Laz is just terrifying. So Moniker eats a loss, but he eats a loss to the division leader, so it doesn't really hurt him that much in standings.
Yeah. It costs him points, but it doesn't give points to anybody else.
Yep. And not certainly anybody who's in contention, because neither Tim nor I are. My grammar's terrible, but what can you do? Anyway, speaking of games that don't matter.
Hold on, there's a important dev on this game too.
Oh, really?
And the move Sure Hands extra arm boy levels and gets a second head.
Oh,
the killer block Mighty Blow tackle boy levels too. and he gets a second head.
Well, I'm just glad I've already faced this Nurgle team. It's a 2020.
Mhm.
I want to talk about this
Yeah.
2 heads pick here on this this Pestigore.
Which one is
well,
it?
the killer Pestigore, the
Oh,
Black
God.
Mighty Blow Tack.
I
I don't think that I would take 2 heads here.
think I would. No, he already. No, I want
Claw.
Claw. Why isn't it Claw?
Exactly. Well, so my logic here is this has to be an elf killer, right? Does he play Leglam Blue next or something? Because it potentially lets him like keep it free all the time to blitz elves easily. Like it's a reliable, accessible blitzer now. Like it's still great. I just think it might be better with Claw.
Does he have any Claw? No. Interesting.
Exactly, right? He has exactly 1 claw that was on a Nurgle warrior that died that game. By the way, a Nurgle warrior died that game that had Block, Mighty Blow, and Claw.
Well,
Mhm.
and the world is happy for what Moniker did, and they're happy he sacrificed some Mog for it. Sorry, Laz. You're in a position where people are going to root against you.
This does knock him down a notch. This was his best Nurgle warrior. His warriors are uneventful now.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
just a
his
block.
doors.
Yeah, he just doesn't have guard anywhere. He still has that terrifying beast of Nurgle that if it levels is guard. And just a fucker forever.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, right, he has the guard rotter. Oh, and the guard rotter has a movement bust on it. Yeah, you keep
It
that.
does. That's still fine. He's totally fine as a move bust.
Yeah.
And be
Yeah,
honest,
4 movement guard block rotter is fine.
He won't live very long anyway. Don't worry.
but yeah, this team is still terrifying. Like, yeah, you lost your best Nurgle warrior. That sucks, but the Pestigore is a fine blitzer anyway. You can just give Claw to Tetanus Timmy, and he's going to get his level pretty soon, as he's the other blitzer, and he's still got the Mighty Blow and the Tackle. He builds Tackle first, which we've talked about it. It's what you do, what you should do.
It's super important that Lord Stoko the Plague Bearer, which is his 14 out of 16 SPP Nurgle warrior, level in the next game. Like, no matter how you have to do that, that boy needs to get like Mighty Blow or Claw to give you some oomph on the line again.
Yeah, I don't think he can afford to take guard like he wants.
No, he can't right now.
That's,
You want it, but it's tough.
that is hard.
You might want like a guard on like a Pestigore at some point too.
Anyway, are we ready to move on to the next
Yeah.
game?
Yeah, that's all. That's my piece on that game.
Yeah, I'm glad you did it because I didn't see enough of that, and that is an exciting game.
Yeah, talk to us about some cowboy dwarves though.
I fought some whites. The whites won. Regen is a thing that only works for your opponent. Unfortunately, it was my opponent this game, not his
Yeah,
opponent.
this is the game where you kill both of his whites, right?
I badly hurt a Frank. It regens. I kill both of his whites outright, just dead. Both regen. The first half, I just put him on the ground, and then I can't convert it quite to a point. And then the second half, he just runs away with it. With some claw on some Blodge werewolves. And
Yeah, see, man, it's like the minus AV and the niggle on those whites. It's just bait, man.
it is. Like, I mean, he also is very good about protecting his werewolves. So I didn't really get to blitz him all that much. And oh right, the Apos in this game. Yeah, he manages to outright kill John Wayne, pretty on my
Yes.
piling on Mighty Blow guy. And I
You apo it into a miss next game.
I certainly do, and I'm glad to cake that. So neither of us kill our opponent's team, which I guess is good. But he wanted a trophy zombie in my best piece, and I wouldn't mind making him pull the trigger on buying new whites. So,
Yeah, I would have been real happy for you to make him pull the trigger on buying new whites, because then I wouldn't have to deal with them.
yeah, they're still real
him-
pieces.
Oh yeah, it's a minus move instead of a minus armor, but the other one does have a niggle.
Yep. Yeah, no, I mean, minus move is something you can play through, and a niggle it sucks, but he needs the piece.
It's the guard white anyway. He's fine with that minus move. Like
Yep.
he's in the scrum most of the time.
I really don't have a lot to say of that. I'm ready to move on to our last game, where Trox is able to 2-0 against the Orcs with 4 armor breaks to 18 somehow. 2 expulsions, so he was fouling pretty aggressively.
Has to have been.
Yeah, and yet, got a touchdown, 5 SBP somehow. What is going on here? 16 blocks versus 39 blocks, but 2 injuries to 1 injury. 70 yards rushed.
Fisty game.
Yeah. I guess he got a couple injuries and some touchdowns and an MVP. Yeah, injury, touchdown, injury, touchdown, and then MVP. Makes sense.
Yeah, the story here looks like, from stats, I didn't see this game, but the story looks like Havoc didn't have the ball for terribly long in his own drive.
No.
And then we have lots and lots of rushing for Culinary Delights, so I assume he just takes the ball and scores with it and then drives it in on his own drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, this happens to be the one game that none of us watched.
Yeah, we were not able to review it in the run-up to this. Trox gets some levels out of this that he has yet to spend. He has a level waiting for him on a Chaos Warrior. That could be Mighty Blow if he wants it. He's got 2 guard on the other ones, so that's fine.
Did he buy another Chaos Warrior yet?
Yeah, he's got a 4th Chaos Warrior. He has not bought another Chaos Warrior for the movement busted one. He has to rip that band-aid off eventually. Sucks, but what can you do?
Oh, has he played this game already? He has a move busted? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong team. Ignore me.
No, it's... I think he plays me next, unless I'm confused.
You are playing Culinary Delights V2.
Yep, I got to play this next, and he's got the
That's
money
the one I care about. Can he buy another warrior?
Oh,
He
yes.
can.
He's got 150k in the bank. Yeah, he's got some banged up pieces. He's got that... We talked about this team before. Just a 5 out of 6 Beastman, nothing fancy. And Block Beastman gets a level. I suspect that if he really wants to go versus me, he would probably want Mighty Blow or Claw on some of these guys. He only has 4 guards, so I could potentially leverage a guard advantage against him. Then that Beastman is effectively another Herbal Warrior.
So if I were picking a level just for you, Kyle, I would probably take guard on the Chaos Warrior, but I think it's probably supposed to be Mighty Blow.
I think it's Mighty Blow here.
And then for the man, take your pick of any number of sweet skills.
Yeah. So and I would say actually that he should just take Mighty Blow here because he's not he isn't in any playoff contention, right?
No.
Yeah, he just wants to go to
you're just in development mode, so don't even worry about what am I facing next. Like just don't even care.
Yeah.
You're just building for next season.
And he has enough guard that he can start taking Mighty Blow straight up because he's got 4 guard and he's got enough strong boys that's probably enough to do okay.
And he probably takes Mighty Blow on this last Chaos Warrior too. Doesn't even take block, just takes Mighty Blow on it.
Like if he really wants
block next.
So the argument I'd make is that if he really wants more guard, I would put the guard on the Beastman.
Yeah, guard Beastman's a real boy.
Oh yeah, block guard Beast is great.
Yep.
That's the other consideration I have for him is you put it there so that then you have a guard leverage, some guard that you can leverage against dwarves.
Yeah, because he's willing to rub that guy against some dwarves. Alright, and I think that's our games. I accidentally X'd out of it.
Games.
So, let's see, we spotlighted Arabi's Chorfs. Do we want to go into my dwarves first or Tim's? Because they're basically the same fucking team.
Yeah, flip a coin. They're the same team. Oh, sorry. Tim's are a little bigger right now because one of yours is missing a game.
Well, let's go into mine because Tim's actually has something interesting going on, and mine are just
that's right.
The boring man's version of dwarves. I hate you all.
This is the most boring version of dwarves, but it's how you're supposed to do it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we're in here, because we're in Division 4, not Division 7.
By the way, if you want a really exciting version of dwarves, go look at the guy playing dwarves in Div 5. I think it's Div 5. Because his dwarves they're definitely something.
Okay. We'll maybe check that out another time. I'm interested in that. At any rate, so we have Troll Slayers up top. One's built to be a killer, the other one's built to be a surfer. I think that's fine. Having Frenzy on both the pieces you want to blitz with is a little rough sometimes, but it's amazing when people don't trap it.
Yeah, I like to stand firm on him. It's really strong.
So movement stand firm guy is so good.
Yeah,
I wish I had that piece.
I'm really happy with it. it basically means that people can't put a guy 2 from the sideline, because I will surf them. I want to surf them. You need to get a man advantage as dwarves, and that's a real strong way to do it. The other strong way to do it is fucking piling on every turn.
John Wayne.
I only want to pile on with one dude, because you have to pretty aggressively protect this guy. But
Yeah, you need to keep your lineup as dwarves too.
Yeah. Then I got my blitzers. One of them has Stand Firm, Mighty Blow. That man hits people. It's guard that's mobile and doesn't go away. Stand Firm is a real
Stand
hell of
Firm
a
guard
skill.
piece really good.
And then the other one's just mobile guard. I've had to replace this guy. That's what you do. You get your guard because you need your guard on the field. Like if you don't have guard
It's
on
nice
the field,
that you've. Sorry, go ahead.
if you don't have guard on the field as dwarves, you are a bash team that's not fast at all, that doesn't really have playmaking potential, and you're just at a strength disadvantage. Guard is the entire way the team functions. I'm going to soapbox a little because you have to do that. I think most people know it, and that's why I only have one of my runners on the field at any given time, is because I'm intending to put 2 guard blitzers on, and then either like a whole 5 other guard linos to the order of, actually 6 guard linos to the order of, like 6 plus 2.
8 guard.
Yep, I
Yep.
want 8 guard at the field
Just
at all
all
times.
the guard.
And if I can't do that, it's because I'm putting in a death roller, which is a transitional
has
piece.
guard.
Now it does.
Well,
Yeah. And it's your team is like basically in prime dwarf territory. Like you just get stronger from here.
I feel like the Mighty Blow level that I'm going to get on all these guys, except this guy. This guy gets Stand Firm, Blodge Firm.
Yeah, that's
Guard
going to
is
be great.
fine.
All the mighty blow levels. Yeah.
Like I've got one of them so far, and I've got another one in the Blitzer. Kind of. The runners are a giant fucking pile of SPP. That's where all the
your
SPP
runners
goes.
are great though.
They're fine. Like Wrestle, Strip Ball is great, and the other one has defensive skills. Kickoff return is real on dwarves. You really need that.
Yeah, kickoff return's awesome.
And these guys having
nonsense.
tackle
need
is
it.
great. Oh, we'll get to you in a second.
Yeah. Shut up again.
And
How do you feel about dodge guard dwarf?
so
Dodge guard
Just like a
dwarf is
fucker
great.
that's hard to knock down.
Yeah, he's great.
he's a lot better than, or no, guard dodge dwarf is a lot better than dodge guard dwarf, because dodge guard dwarf never actually becomes dodge guard dwarf. He just is dodge dwarf who never
Accurate.
levels.
Yep.
So
Eventually dies and is
The
replaced.
struggle is real.
So yeah, that is the downside of building our all guard first. The problem with not taking guard first as dwarves is if you don't have enough guard, your team just doesn't function. You're just bad.
Yeah. You still get to
And-
take all the punches you need to take.
And I mean, yeah, like you can occasionally leverage block against no block, but you can't rely on that. Not at this point.
Yeah, that's a hard life. Yeah, you can play that game at like 1K, but up here that's not how the world works.
You need to have more guard than the other guy, and unless that other guy is orcs, which well, sometimes they are. I'm looking at Rusty. I'm looking at Havoc.
Yeah.
They both have
Odds are
guard.
good you get the advantage.
Orcs are tough.
So now there's one more piece on your team that we should talk about.
I'd have-
It's a special boy.
So death rollers are great when you don't have a ton of mighty blow and you don't have all the guard yet. You're just trying to leverage a piece that's a real piece of shit. And then you really want to fire this thing if it doesn't roll block. You roll block. It's sticking around for a minute.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
got
You're
3
just stuck with it now.
2 Cas and a touchdown.
Yeah,
That's just an additional 200K to your team value.
But this is why I have a bribe stadium, because if I can get 2 good long drives with this roller, it's worth it every time. If I can't get 2 long drives with this roller, it's rough. But, you know, I'm complaining about a plethora of riches, because it's a strength 7 block man with every other skill you'd want. It will probably take grab if it levels again. I'm not really in a rush to level again, but that'd be fine.
Yeah, the death roller is great just as an immovable object. Like it's got so many uses too, because you can throw it into like just in the middle of a giant fuck fest and say, here, punch it. Deal with this or it's going to punch you.
Now,
Or you can make it your cage corner, or you can like it's just the cage corner that they cannot remove.
or they break
Or
tackle
it's
blitz
just,
with it.
you know, yeah, you can break tackle blitz just into their cage and punch the guy with the ball on a 2-die.
Now,
got
and
dirty
just not
player
give a
right
fuck.
Into the drive.
Dirty Player was real against Thessa, but let me tell you, this was not so real against against our leader Laz, who just fouled the shit out of it and removed it turn 3. Not because I particularly overextended with it, but just because things kind of collapsed hard on it. Which, honestly, if it dies, it dies, and at that point I start building an efficient version of dwarves. But until then, this team is a bloat monster. It's what you do with them.
Yeah, I think you're fine. You get to get your bribe half the time anyway, so he gets to stick around. And like this is all fine.
Speaking of bloat monsters, let's look at Tim's team.
Look at Tim's dwarves. You can talk about gutter dwarf now.
Yeah, so instead of taking kickoff return on this runner, I just rolled plus movement twice, and yeah.
Turns out that's better than kickoff return. Yeah,
that's a powerful strategy.
I just get 2 extra movement all the time instead of 3 extra movement only on the kickoff.
Yeah, and you have Fend. So Dwarven Runner building, I feel like it's worth talking about here. I put Fend on him because after you get block on your main ball-carrying runner, Fend helps keep him alive longer, which you kind of want. And the other runner, because you don't really want more than one runner on a particular drive. If you're on defense, giving wrestle to your other runner to make him a ball hawk is good. Mine has strip ball tackle, which is good as a threatening skill. Yours just has dodge. It seems good.
Yeah. Well, so honestly, it's kind of unfortunate. This Carnival Rides guy is actually kind of unfortunate now that I have double movement runner, because now I kind of just always want to have double movement runner.
It's true.
And
I mean, that changes a little bit when you put strip ball on Carnival Rides and 2 touchdowns,
he just
right?
has to get there. It's
Well,
actually
use him as a
probably
touchdown guy.
tackle. It's actually probably tackle, and
Yeah,
also picking up whenever it's my drive, I'm just going to be giving the ball to picking up the ball. I don't know.
So now, how did you arrange for strength injuries to get a strength up? Did you get on a whitelist or something?
Apparently,
Elves gets dodge.
Elves has dodge. Orcs has minus agility.
No one cares.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like the 2 jump up on this team. I think getting jump up on your Troll Slayer is real excellent. Now, granted, your Troll Slayers aren't particularly developed just because you're blitzing with the 4 strength guy a lot. You're blitzing
Also, a bunch of them died last season. Yeah. I've been through 4 Troll Slayers or something at this point.
Yeah, they're your target.
It's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, and this jump up Troll Slayer is kind of unfortunate too, because he's destined to level super slow until he gets his next KS.
He wants Piling On, then Mighty Blow, or Mighty Blow. Then
no, it's
on.
just Mighty Blow.
You gotta take Mighty Blow first.
It's just Mighty Blow first.
It is. I'm just bad at words. This guy gets Piling On, strength injuries. And then your line dwarves, you've got 1 Piling On, which I respect because you kind of need it because you don't have it anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess some stand firm, some maybe grab eventually. I don't know.
Yeah, a one of guy of grab. Elves is if he ever levels again, which so the struggle with dodge dwarf is that dodge
you have
longer
10 SPP
without
go to
guard.
get the next thing.
Yes. Well, and also he's not actually good enough once all your other guys get guard to put on the field.
Yep.
So you just wind up hoping he randomly gets 2 MVPs.
No, you get an MVP and you
I'm
convert a
halfway
vanity
there.
pass.
Yep.
You are halfway there.
I'm halfway there, but the only way this guy's leveling is because I almost never put elves onto the actual pitch. He's just always sitting there on the sideline.
When someone gets removed.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And so it just winds up being I'm just praying that an MVP is gonna smack him.
And see, that's the problem with taking dodge first, and I honestly not sure you should.
When are you firing your death roller?
Well, I can't fire him before I fight you.
Yep.
So
and we're the last fight.
Because then there will be a death roller gap.
Yep.
And we can't have the death roller gap.
Oh no, we need to fix that along with our mineshaft gap.
Yeah.
But after that, are you probably firing him? It's hard to tell.
I'm reaching the point where firing where the death roller is not actually useful. I would rather just have, a pile of inducements or not be giving up a giant pile of inducements.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm playing Jimmy this week and he is exactly 180k team value below me.
Yeah, you're just
180
looking
team
at that and
value.
you're like, man. So it's
Like
a
I'm
bribe
literally
and a
just
babe?
giving Jimmy a wizard.
Yeah, wizard too. Nice wolf.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's going to use it on you. Oh, speaking of, that's actually one of the funniest parts of Jimmy's game versus myself. Jimmy had a wizard versus me. Don't worry about Jimmy's wizards. They don't do anything. Fireballs, 5 dudes, nothing.
See, you say that, mine are all going to die.
Okay, I'm alright with that too.
We
Yeah, I
can
know you
only
are.
hope.
I know you are.
Okay, so you guys gonna want to talk about the standings?
Oh,
for a
yes. Yes, we do. So here's the leaderboard in-game. It's actually not that incorrect.
Oh, is there anything wrong about this one? I guess there's
No,
a bit
nobody's
of
played.
so it can't be right.
No, this is correct, because nobody's played this next season. At the top, we have Laz, who is 8-0-1. Laz is getting a spot. We've established this pretty solidly. Below him, you have Rusty and Rusty's Orcs, and Salt/Sauce's Nurgle. They are tied for second. But they're only 2 points ahead of Moniker's Freak Human Rats and Thessa's Wood Elves. So it's interesting. We got 3 Bashy teams up here, but also the 2 Agi teams in this division that are just fucking putting in work.
Yep.
Like it's 19 points and 17 points, so neither of the teams tied for 4th are out of contention even remotely.
Yeah, but that was still a huge tie there for Thessa and who was it?
Salt tied as well.
Yeah, Salt. Yeah.
So I think Shiggy might also be in contention. Like if he
think so.
wins out and some other people lose strategically.
Some things have to happen, but I don't think Shiggy is eliminated.
Yeah, he's
like
at 14.
mathematically at least.
He's not mathematically eliminated. I think it's vampires, so he has to get a little lucky, but that he
I
might
think
win
that
out.
might be technically true for Trox too, but he
Trox at only 3 wins is a lot less good. That's
he's
like
got 3 draws.
Yeah,
he's only
but-
2 points less than Shiggy.
Here's the thing: he's at 12. He has to beat a 19-point guy, so he has to pick up 17 points. Like, not only does he have to win a whole lot, Salt has to lose.
no,
like
I don't
crazy.
think that's possible.
Yeah, I think
There's
Rusty
only
has to
like
lose
4
like
games
crazy.
left in the season.
There's only 4
Yeah.
games.
He can only pick up 12.
Yeah, whereas
Right.
Shiggy it's a 5-point differential between him and the 19-point guys. So he's more possible to win out. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's probably going to beat me because that's... I mean, yeah, I'm going to try... I know I'm going to play it. I'm going to be gunning for his thralls. He's got a lot of them, so that's going to make it tough. But, I mean, I think that's how I beat him, if at all. Is that I get the ball somewhere safe and I hit thralls until they fall down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Vamps.
And yeah, the rest of us, we're just playing some games and happy to be Blood Bowling. It's been kind of an interesting division where you're kind of happy when you don't come away with catastrophic losses. Like this team league, we've had the big Nurgle Warrior die. Salt lost something, I think, as well. No, maybe he didn't lose anything but the draw. Rusty had a miss next game troll. Rusty, you're real lucky. You haven't lost anything particularly of value. Moniker lost movement on Mog, which is real rough. And Benedict...
Oh man, and Moniker doesn't have Mog for his game against a Robbie.
Oh, well.
Rip.
So Robbie doesn't get to kill Mog is what I'm hearing
That
there.
might be
Yeah,
the case,
basically.
That's
I mean,
it's elves. They paid blood price for the fact that they're going to probably get a spot here. Like, even the way the standings are right now, this is real scary.
well, and like
Two
Thessa's
super important
playing
games next week, too.
Salt this week.
Eat Pray Shove
Moniker's
versus the
playing a
Secrets
Robbie.
of My Success, and Legram Blue versus Nurgle's FTD.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rusty might get vamped on. If Rusty gets vamped on, that's probably going to take his run for the playoffs in real bad shape. But if he doesn't,
but,
he's okay.
If
Rusty-
Shiggy wants it, he's gotta.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm playing
And then,
Trox.
let's see who else is.
Moniker's just got a
buy. Moniker has
Moniker's
after
got a
that.
Robbie. He's got a Survivor Robbie.
Yeah, he's got a Survivor Robbie, which he's well equipped to do. Honestly,
You get Jimmy.
Have fun with
yep,
that.
I get Jimmy.
I know you wanted me to kill his team. I did. They got better.
I know.
did.
I know. It's unfortunate.
And I think Grody Green's very well positioned to beat Big Green Weenies.
Yeah, sorry, Havoc. Laz.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
I've-
you're going to get out punched, I think.
I fought that team and he 3-0'd me. I mean, yeah, he's got the fresh Nurgle Warriors. So you've got a guard advantage in that he doesn't have guard except for that one lineman. I don't know. Like, Havoc will go all in. I'm punching for you, man. I think you've got a chance, actually.
I mean, 4 strength, claw, mighty blow, block, blitzer. I guess it doesn't have block, just claw, mighty blow.
That is the threat.
The other.
No, I think that's Laz. Let me double check that.
No, Laz has the obscene ones. He doesn't actually have any claw.
Right, yeah, that's what I thought.
He's the double hands guy.
Laz is the no claw, almost no guard version of Nurgle.
I think that this double 2 heads is gonna be like real funny against orcs.
Yeah, that's the real thing here. Is Laz is actually pretty cautious as far as coaches go, from my vision of his style. So it's possible that he just gets his shit kicked in by Havoc, but he still wins the game because he's able to pick up points.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna win this game.
Um,
And then, how do you feel about your matchup with Culinary Delights?
It's far from the worst match I've had this season, but I feel like it's a coin flip. Like, yeah, it's, yeah, I think I've got a strength and guard advantage on him. He's got 4 guard. I can field 8 sometimes. He doesn't have claw right now, but I suspect... Actually, he's probably not going to take... Oh, no, he's got the 1 claw. That thing is annoying, and it's going to be 2 being a dwarf a turn until I put it in the ground. I'm not sure.
Just remember that plus strength wrestle guy has a niggle.
You know about that and me. I will hit a niggle if everything's the same. But I suspect he's going to protect it. At least watching Trox play, he's actually pretty good at protecting his men. This Beastman with the 2 heads is pretty annoying. I'm not sure. I gotta box it in. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Trox seems to be one of the more cautious coaches in the division, and he's faster than I am because 6 strength, 6 movement's just enough against dwarves. On the other hand, he's got 2 guys out with miss next, or a guy out with miss next game, so he's only fielding a 12-deep bench, and I guess I'm only giving up like a wizard against him, which is pretty good.
Only. Which stadium is it in? It's in yours, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's in yours. So a bribe for both. I think that favors you.
I think that favors me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I've got
Yeah,
a pretty
I
good
still
shot.
think this is certainly a coin flip. Yeah, this is also a potential draw.
Yeah, I think 1-1 is entirely likely as results go. I'd put it to that, honestly. I think we both have the ability to score points. I think that's our schedule.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's Div 4 for this week.
It's been a lot of fun. Like, this is a division that, we say that teams are terrifying or they're scary or this or that, because every single one of these teams is either able to put up a ton of pressure, either at scoring points, killing your men, or both. Often both.
Absolutely. Often both. But often very focused on one. The killing.
Yeah, I would say this is a division where a lot of the coaches are that. Like, the only person who seems to be absolutely focused on point conversions is our single actual elf coach and our humans.
Yep.
Like, Monaco's
The other
an elf
elves
coach.
that escaped this div, you should be glad.
I mean, probably. On the other hand, they could probably...
Well, from what I hear, he's getting real beat up in Div 3. So
I guess that's fair.
who even knows?
And
Yes.
there's also the Div 5 elves who potentially could have stunted on people in this Div to maybe look for one of those playoff spots, but I don't know. The people in those playoff spots, all 5 of them, are really, really solid at what they do.
All right, well then, I guess that's it We'll thank you for your time watching us, and we'll see you again next week. I'm Randomus Namus and was here with Kyle and Tim, and y'all have a good one.
Goodbye.